And we are live.
We are live. We are live and going mobile. What's going on out there in social media world? This is your guy, Tony Clark, and MK Melissa King. We are back in the building. We've been off for a little while, but we are back delivering some information. I hope we're going to add some value. I know we're going to add some value to your life. You ready, MK? You ready?
We're going to give them a couple more minutes to get in.
Yeah, let's give him a couple more minutes to get in. We got an expert in his field. He happens to be one of my friends. We working on some power moves right now. Man, I'm super excited about introducing this next guy. Man, I know y'all gonna get some value. Melissa, we bringing it to him. We done had the CEO of $1 million company come on. We done had the guy that wrote a couple of books. Man, we had Arkansas in the building. Man, one of the baddest financial strategists in Mississippi. Man, who else we done had on? Man, we've been had some. Oh, man.
Mr. Collier.
Mr. Collier, man. Man, who else? We need to get some more people on, man. We definitely added some value to these people out there. If ain't nobody getting no value, I know I'm getting some.
Look, I already told you who I want on here, and I need you to be working on this.
Who you want?
Shaq.
Who you want? Shaq.
The
piece of dude. The Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. Okay, we gonna work on Shaq too. We're gonna work on getting Shaq on here. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna know what he's saying though.
Look, hey, don't make me come through this screen on me, man. We don't do that in these parts. We don't talk bad about Shaq in these parts, do we?
Yeah, you're right. You don't talk bad about Shaq.
Why over there like this?
No.
All right. Now, if we can get Shaq on the show, we done officially made it.
We done made it. Okay.
But we're almost there. We didn't have, some financial greats.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Shaq on his game now. He putting some work in. Papa John's, he got a shoe line. He's doing a whole lot of stuff. I got to give it up.
Got to give it up. Got to recognize.
Okay.
So you ready to get it going?
Let's get it going. Let's drop some financial knowledge on some of these people out there. I hope somebody out there is listening.
Well, hello, everyone. If you do not know me, my name is Melissa King. I am in the Huntsville, Madison area of Alabama. I have been with myEcon now for 4 and about 2 more months. It'll be 5 years. I got a myEcon anniversary coming up.
Okay, awesome.
I'm an EVP Gold. I have shifted my income since getting in myEcon, and I added an additional $800 a month to my bring home pay after shifting my income. I have a credit score now of 816, working on 850. Paid off pretty much all of my debt except for, the debt that don't go away. And now working on getting my daughter's business started. I hired her as an employee. That wasn't good enough. So now she just started a business. She want to be CEO too. So that's where we are with that. So that's my testimony. What you got, Mr. Clopton?
Okay, for those of you who do not know me, I am TonyClopton.com in the flesh. Hey, y'all, excuse me, I had to go pick up my little girl's home, but man, the raining, typhoon weather, but I made it through. I'm almost home. But look, I've been in myEcon for about 5 years, right? My story continues to get better because one thing that I did do, I got cash so positive, literally taking my own money and start shifting it, right? So I've been on my job for a little over 20 plus years. A lot of people out there don't know about how to properly adjust their W-4. Matter of fact, a lot of people probably don't even know what the W-4 form is. It is a form that normally you turn in once you get a job and they tell you to fill it out. Most people fill it out because they'll ask you how many kids you got, Most people put 0 on there and walk away. I'm one of them. I did that same thing. They asked me how many kids I had. I said, I ain't got none. They say, put 0 on there and get to work. And that's what I did. For 17 years, they were literally taking $700, $800, $900 a month out of my paycheck, right? So a lot of people looking at their paychecks and thinking, how much money did I make? But man, a lot of people looking to see how much they take. So I literally had my W-4 filled out wrong, like most people do. I corrected that W-4 and I was able to bring in an extra $465 back into my home within a matter of minutes. My next paycheck, I saw the money and I was like, wow. So I got this little extra money. So what do I do? So I started attacking my debt, started paying down debt. From there, I started realizing that, man, I could do this. That extra $400, $500, I could do some great things with it. So I started paying off my debt and my credit score started going up. See, people think just because you got bad credit, that's not the half of it. You got to have some money to pay your bills. And most people credit get bad because they don't have the additional income to pay the bills on time. And that was my case. So being in myEcon, I was able to get that first adjustment to bring in some money back into my paycheck to help me pay off some debt. And I actually started being able to invest. So, man, while we on this call today, we're going to talk a little bit about this awesome business that we're in. But most importantly, we want to talk a little bit about our guest that he came on today. He's one of the main reasons why I brought him on, because he has a very unique set of skills right now. And he really forced me and my wife to pay off 3 additional credit cards this week alone. I want to bring on Mr. Quintin Milton, if he's on the call. Hey, Quintin, how you doing, bro? Yeah. So let me finish. Let me finish the intro, right? So I met this guy a couple of years ago in the banking field, and he shared some things with me, and I shared some things with him. He's now he's in a great company he's working with as a real estate agent, and I'm in the market for buying. So in myEcon, we always try to network with people inside of our circle. We have so many other professions inside of this business, and it was easy for me to reach out to him because I know him personally. He's a man of integrity. He knows his business well, and I definitely wanted to bring him on to share a little bit of insight about how the housing market has been affected with COVID-19 and how a lot of people out there that may want to buy a home but don't have a clue on how to begin and who to talk to and what they need to do to even get prepared to buy a house. So without further ado, I want to bring on Mr. Quintin Milton and let him introduce himself.
First thing before I say anything, Melissa, you got to be the biggest Shaq fan I've ever met. Biggest Shaq.
Let me correct you. I'm not a fan. I love him. It's different than fandom. You know what I'm saying? You know. But yeah,
like family. I think if you ever meet him in person, it's over with. We ain't gonna ever see Melissa no more.
I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I think I might I don't even know.
You gonna freeze up and be quiet. You ain't gonna say nothing.
I'm gonna let my little junior mouthpiece do all the talking.
But first thing I want to say, man, I've been with myEcon since 2018. Now, I know a lot of people don't know this story, but 2018 was an interesting year for me. And this is outside of real estate. And like Tony said, I've been in the banking world. I met him in the banking world. Now, me personally, I feel like I met a lot of great people in the banking world. You know, from rich, poor, just starting out, from well-established, everything. You know, so Tony being one of those people, and I met him on accident. You know, so when he came in, we got to talking about banking, and some of the stuff he was saying, he had a little postcard in his hand that said it was mentioning putting $300 to $500 back into your paycheck. So it was like anybody, I'm just gonna be like, how I do that? I mean, I'm in the banking world, so how I make that happen? So he went to telling me different things like the rule of 72 and you know different things with correcting your W-4. Some of the things my manager didn't even know. And it just so happened that the next day it was a little conference going on where they was explaining how to correct your W-4s. So the more I kept looking into myEcon, the more I kept seeing like differences and everything like that. I decided to join myself just so I can get the knowledge, so that I can see about becoming a business owner, because I always wanted to be one. I went to school, I majored in business, so I always knew I wanted to do it. I just didn't know what I wanted to do at first, you know.
Right.
So, but the reason my story kind of different is because 2 months after that, I lost my job. That same job I met him in.
Oh,
you know,
man.
so,
I remember.
So what you saying is he jinxed you.
Oh Lord! Don't say that. Don't say that.
That was rough. And then I was supposed to see him that day. I was like, Lord.
Oh Lord.
Okay, I ain't gonna put that on you. I ain't gonna put that on you.
Yeah, don't put that on me.
But I mean, I feel like even though that was devastating, I wanted to use that to be like a strength of mine. So I used all that time, all that free time of mine to like, you know, get to know myself better, you know, get to like figure out what I really wanted to do. But and what I really wanted to do, what I realized from there is entrepreneur life is me. That's me. Every time I go to a job, I can perfect anything I need to do. I mean, I always wanted to do my own thing. And in the banking world, anybody that's from the banking world will tell you they got like some of the best hours.
Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah. So all that free time, I could be doing other things. I could be building a business where I can step away from my job. That's one of the things that I learned in that training in myEcon.
Oh man.
You know, so I realized that with real estate, I've been looking at real estate since 2013. I decided to jump back into that. So I jump into that so I can eventually do this full time. And I got that same year, by the time that year was almost up, I went and got my license. And I've been doing it ever since. So I've been at it for almost 2 years.
Stop right there. Stop right there. See, what we not gonna do is not give God no glory right now, right? So here's what happened. God have a way of waking people up. Now, I was probably just a messenger. Now, I didn't have no clue this guy was gonna lose his job. The whole time I'm talking, be comfortable with your job, but never satisfied. That's one of the things that I tell everybody. Man, I'm blessed to have my job, but I'm never satisfied. Now, here's what happened. Right after I talked to him, he lost his job. But what happened was it forced him to do something that he wanted to do anyway.
Right.
So God moved him out of a situation and probably put him in the best situation of his life, right? So we're going to praise God knowing that it wasn't about Tony. This was going to happen regardless, man. And that's the new quick we saying right now. Amen. Say amen.
What my Baptist people at? God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
God is good.
What I'm talking about.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? That's right.
Really
well, carry on, sir. I'm sorry. I couldn't help but jump in and get a bit.
Instead of a jinx, Tony was like a little helper. Maybe?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Like, man, God got his way of speaking through people. You know what I'm
That's
saying? So I feel like he kind of spoke to me, and he can put you in some uncomfortable situations. But if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna be an entrepreneur or think business like, you got to get used to uncomfortable situations. The uncomfortable situations is what leads to the uncomfortable situations, if you know what I'm talking about. If that makes sense to you.
That's right. Makes sense. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen. So you started. So you left your job. You was able to go and get your real estate license. And how long have you been doing the real estate thing for right now since you got your license?
Since I got my license, I've been doing it for almost 2 years. But I feel like I've been doing it longer because, like I said, I've been studying real estate since 2013. But I've been around real estate my whole life. I mean, I got parents that got rental houses, you know, from an investment standpoint. And I mean, a lot of people view their home as their investment, like their biggest investment. You know? So, and that's one of the reasons I got into this business is to help people. You know, since they view this as one of their biggest investments, like getting through that process can be stressful. I remember how it was for me. So if I can help them with processes just to make that situation more smooth than what it already is, then that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so walk us through the process. Somebody like myself, well, I can't say myself. Let's use Melissa for
I have home purchase phobia.
right.
I've been renting ever since I left my parents' home, and
Ain't no wrong with it.
I'm just scared. I'm scared to make that move because it just seems so permanent.
So permanent.
I got commitment issues. Don't I got to sign on the dotted line saying I'm gonna do this forever?
Yeah, man, you gotta sign your life away, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
See,
sure.
you said the wrong thing.
Look, hey, but Melissa, you got a car, right?
Yeah, but that was 5 years.
That was 5 years.
For them whole 5 years.
Yeah, but you got it. But the fact is, you got a car though, right? Which means you signed on the dotted line. You made a 5-year commitment to that car.
Do you know how hard that was? That was traumatizing.
but guess what? That car you had depreciated as soon as you drove it off the lot, right?
You're right.
But real estate gonna appreciate. Just
come on, bring it home. Bring it home, Q. Bring it home.
You gonna go out there and get you a rental. 5 years from now, you could be making double. I ain't gonna say that's the same with everything, but potentially you go out there and get you an investment property, and you can be making double as far as rental income with a tenant that comes in there. You could be charging $650 for and bringing that passive income in there.
Okay.
And 5-10 years from now, you'd be making $1,200 just because the market appreciated.
Right.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but it don't make me feel no better.
I think it's just the commitment side. That's all it is.
So yeah, okay. I'm a person coming to your office. You're with Realty South. South. I'm coming to your office. I'm like, Mr. Milton, I think it's time for me to do it. What do I need to do? Where do I start? What's your first conversation with me?
Well, my first conversation is just building rapport. I don't like to start a relationship off with without knowing. So we're gonna throw that out.
I already know you.
So first thing I'm gonna give them this.
Okay.
That's a little bit about me. It's just make you feel more comfortable, getting to know me better, be getting to know you better, break the ice, as some people might put, and after I do that, I go over the process. To start the process, you got to get pre-qualified, because it doesn't make sense to me start showing you houses and us going on blind trips, and I'm showing you houses in neighborhoods where the house is like $350,000. And you only qualify for $150,000.
Right.
So, I want to put you in the best situation. Like, they got programs out there for example, first time home buyers. You got BBVA. They got a program where they'll take care of up to $3,500 of the closing costs, which will help you out. You got Prosperity Mortgage, which Prosperity Mortgage is in my office, my specific office. And they have first time home buyer to where you put down 3% of the sales price, and they take care of 97% of that.
So you don't have to worry about that 97%. I mean, do I gotta pay that?
No. That's what you're paying back. That 3% is what you're bringing to the closing.
Okay.
So
how is that helping me if I still got to pay it back?
Well, if you're paying 3%, you sending 3% to the closing instead of you paying 100% of the entire sales price. Okay. 97%. They taking care of 97% of whatever the sales price is. Only thing you're really responsible for is that 3% at closing. But that's also part of that initial conversation that I have with that person. So once we get past you getting pre-qualified, which you can get pre-qualified over the phone. I have apps on my phone that you can get pre-qualified with, just like start the process.
When you say pre-qualified, treat me like I'm brand spanking new out the boat. Now, what does that mean? Y'all just checking my credit history or what?
Well, your credit history is part of it. I mean, your credit history is 35% of what makes your credit score anyway.
Right.
So your credit score has to be at a certain standard. So if your credit score in which the criteria for your credit score has changed since this whole pandemic has started.
Well,
For example, like JP Morgan and Chase, they raised their standards to 700.
what was it before?
660.
6.
Oh, so they've gotten stricter.
Yes. And Prosperity, they were doing mortgages. They've done mortgages for like in the fives, like 580, for example. Even though your interest rate would be higher and you're gonna be paying more on the back end, you'll still be able to get a house. But instead, they've made things more strict, in which their guideline is now 660.
Wow. Because the common conception, my conception was, since we're in the pandemic, that maybe that would create a better situation for buying a home, but they're actually getting stricter. They're getting more.
Yes. So in that conversation, that same conversation, we talking about getting pre-qualified. I'm letting them know the different things. The credit score is the main thing. Another main thing is their length of history on their job.
Okay.
So if they've been on their job for like 2-3 months, a lot of times the lender is not going to count that income because it's too new and you don't show stability in you being at that job.
So let me ask you this: is it the same job, or maybe per se the same field? If you've been in the same field?
If it's in a situation like, for example, if it's in the same field and it's the same pay that you're getting in it, but you switch jobs, then in a lot of cases you fine. But
I changed jobs like I changed clothes, so that's why I'm asking.
And that could cause a problem.
Same industry. It's been the same industry.
But has your pay changed?
Not in a negative.
Has it? Let me put it to you like this: has it increased?
Yeah, it increased. If I leave, I'm looking for something better.
I respect that.
So that's not an issue.
Yeah. Well, in a case like that, then you fine. But if somebody was to leave their job for something for a salary that is lower than what they already have, or is in a completely different industry, that might be a problem. Because
like if
let's say
decide a brand new career today.
Like if somebody is salaried right now and you want to go in business for yourself, which is all fine, but not when you're trying to go to getting a home. Because the reason why is because they're going to require more information from you. They're going to need at least 2 years of your financials in order for you to even be looking. And especially when somebody goes from a salary job to a commission, a lender want to know, can you pay this back? They want to at least know, can you pay this back for at least 2 or 3 years or so. So if you're self-employed, they want to see at least 2 years of tax returns showing that you profited in your business or whatever you're doing, whether you be real estate, whether it be you trying to open up a salon or whatever the case may be. Now, in a situation where somebody's been on a job for 3 or 4 years and they've grown, like their finances have grown, they've gotten promotions and everything like that, they're in a better position to look for a home because they're showing stability at that job.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I would, let me ask you this. I would say one of the biggest things that any home buyer needs to do is really get that credit score up as high as they can get it, right? When you agree to that? Because if you go into any financial institution, you're going to need to have that credit score good, and you're going to need to have your taxes in order. Now, I would say most people, since being in myEcon, most people that owe back taxes or their credit score is bad need not even apply for a home. Wouldn't you say that? Because that's two things that any financial institution is going to be looking for.
Well, okay. Let me ask this: what does the back taxes have to do with it? Explain that part.
What is the
Well,
back tax?
I'm just saying maybe they're not filed, and for whatever reason. A lot of time people that owe back taxes decide that I'm not going to file for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. I've seen people do that because they owe, and it makes situations worse.
Okay. Okay. So as a lender, you're looking at you're not being responsible when you're not filing your taxes like that.
Right.
Okay. I got you. Hadn't thought about that either.
So,
and another
quick,
thing,
real quick. Real quick, I'm gonna add this question in. What's the benefits of renting versus buying? Give us some advantages of owning your own home, and some
okay.
disadvantages.
Well, I can break it down to you like this to start everything out. That it's kind of like a case by case basis. And what I mean by that is, if you renting, you can go get you an apartment right now. In a case like if you leave in the state, if you got a whole new environment, I would encourage somebody to go out and rent first. Rent for like 1 or 2 years. Get your feet wet, get used to the environment and everything like that. And at the same time, building your credit and your finances up to where you can get to a point where if you want to buy a house and you like the area that you're in, you can go buy a house. And with you renting, you can go and leave that apartment and go to another apartment if you want to when that lease is up. And they take care of it. But the downside to it is you're not earning any type of equity.
Sure.
You don't have a yard or anything like that. You could be calling the maintenance people, and it could take them forever to come out there.
Let me interrupt you because I didn't know the answer to this question either. What is equity? Explain what equity is. Because for somebody that's never owned, that just is like, what is it?
Well, I can explain equity like this. Okay, so from a lender standpoint, a lot of lenders are only going to use if it's a primary house, 80% of the loan to value. So let's say your house is worth $100,000. They use 80% of the loan to value for that $100,000. That's $80,000 that even if you was to go and get a home equity line or a home equity loan or refinance it, that's how much they are able to finance. So from that, and if you have a mortgage and that mortgage, let's say $60,000. You got $60,000 left on that mortgage. That means you have $20,000 in equity in that house. That's how much money you can play with in that house.
Okay.
Does that make sense? A little bit. Okay.
I think I have a mental block because Tony tried to explain it to me too. And I'm just like, so is it just okay? So I'm thinking what it is like if you buy a house and then when you get ready to sell it, it's worth more than it was when you bought it. Whatever that difference is.
That's a case by case. Let's say this will make flipping so popular because if you're in a situation where you're investing in a house, you're gonna want to buy that house for the least amount of money as possible.
Right.
So if you're in a neighborhood and the house is $300,000, the house is worth $300,000, but you paid like let's say $100,000 for it. You paid $100,000 for it. You already starting off with equity. You got $200,000 in equity.
Okay.
Because based off of how much the house is worth,
the value of
the house in its best condition. So if you purchase a house for $100,000 and the house is worth $300,000, and after you do all of your fixing, you replace the carpet, you painting, doing landscaping and stuff like that, you spend let's say $50,000 in fixing the house up, for example, and you paid $100,000 for it, and it's worth $300,000. You just made You made $150,000 in profit in that house.
So it's more like what we talk about the cost versus value, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is good. Okay. What other question? Oh, so let me ask you something, Quentin. In your personal expert opinion, how has the pandemic actually affected the housing market? I assume it's area related. Does it really matter anywhere in the country? You know, would you say the housing market is declining or is increasing? What would you think?
Contrary is actually increasing. And the reason I say that is the housing prices are actually appreciating because the inventory is lower.
Okay.
And you know, when everything first started, everybody was comparing what we about to go through to 2008. You know, and
Right.
everybody who was around in 2008 knows what happened in 2008.
Hmm.
You know, so the reason why it's different from 2008 to now is because the guidelines from a lending standpoint has gotten more strict. You know, the credit score, the amount of paperwork that's involved, the amount of information that they're going to need up front just to know if you even going to qualify for a loan. You know, and like I said, this is part of the conversation that I'm having with them at first, as far as are you pre-qualified? How much paperwork do you have? Where do you work? How long you been at your job? This is the conversation we have up front, and we try to get that conversation started up front so it won't be anything, or at least it eliminates more on the back end. You know what I'm saying? So the way I would say it affected how the pandemic affected us, everything has been going pretty strong. You know, it's been pretty much a seller's market as far as with housing prices still being there and the inventory being so low that it's in a situation where if you making an offer, it's highest and best use, and you got to make it right then and there. If we going to go see a house and you like the house, then we need to make an offer on it right then and there. And a lot of times I'm gonna be in a situation where I'm gonna have the contract at least mostly made. I just have to make a few changes, and I can do it on my phone. I can do it on my tablet or whatever type of device I have with me right then. You go in there and sign, and I can send it to the realtor. So at least it puts you in a position to where it can at least get looked at.
Okay.
Is it better for from a lender's perspective or from a buyer's perspective? Like as a buyer, is has the pandemic done anything good for me as a buyer? Because that sounds more like from the lender perspective that it's gotten better.
In some ways, for a lender, it gotten better, but at the same time, the appraisal tells no lies. You know,
Right.
that's part of their process too.
It is what it is on this.
Yeah.
Well, you
So
know, so let me ask you this, Q. Now, personally, I don't think what has happened in the pandemic has hit as bad as it's going to hit. Where do you see the housing market in the next 6 to 8 months? And I'm saying this is because I think that the financial institutions are lowering interest rates to make it
Mhm.
affordable, right, for most people to buy a home to keep the economy going. What do you say about the 30 million people that have really lost their job and a lot of people own homes? I think that the inventory of homes will increase, I would say, in the next 5 to 6 months because of how the pandemic is a ripple effect. You don't get the catastrophic fallout until later. And I think that the housing market knows it. We might not see it and we might not understand it, but if you giving 2 and 3% interest rates on $200,000 or $300,000 houses, I believe that it's easy for you to say, "Hey, now is my time to get the house I can afford," with the interest rates low. The only thing about it is that the financial institutions are making it strict with your credit scores because they know people are not working, and they
Right.
want to dig deeper to make sure that the house they sell you, you can afford it. So where do you see the market personally, in your opinion? And I got my own. I think it's just opinion, in my opinion. In the next let's say 3 to 5 months, what do you see the housing market then?
that's a good question. The way I would answer that, I can actually see people staying put.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is if nobody being able to travel, nobody gonna be leaving the state. If nobody is, or barely people are working, unemployment gonna run out again. You know, and some people either on furlough or they lost their job altogether. So I think I can see people staying in their houses more, and the increase is going to be an increase on bias because everybody want to get in on a low interest rate just so they can get the house that they want. And hopefully, with people staying put and the inventory going up, they're gonna see the prices on the houses fall more. So they'll feel like they're in a situation where okay, I got low inventory, I got a lower price on a house that I want, and I got the interest rate that I want. So I think right now is the time to jump. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think the housing market is all about supply and demand. If there's an increase in inventory, that means that houses are in competition with each other, and everybody wants to sell as low as they can so they can sell their property faster. So, but right now it is not a buyer's market, but a seller's market because they can put their property out there and it's going to sell fast because, I mean, people are trying to get the best deal right now. But I think in 3 to 5 months, you're going to see a big turnaround.
Because my thing is, you don't want to wish misfortune on anybody.
Yeah.
But if people are losing their jobs and not able to keep up with their payments and stuff, they might have to see alternate arrangements as far as like selling or whatever. And it almost feels like you're trying to come up off of somebody else's downfall, but it is what it is. You know,
I can see a situation where more people will be renting. I can see a situation where foreclosures will start going up. And keep in mind, this is my opinion. Ain't nothing set in stone. Ain't nothing. It's hard to really predict anything in real estate. But I can see foreclosures going up. I can see rent, the amount of apartments that's going to be leased out going up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I can see an investor sees an opportunity on that and try to get duplexes if they can.
Right. Yeah.
And get foreclosures is like renting them out and stuff like that. So I can see all that going up if it continues to go like it is. It's been going strong now because a lot of people had emergency accounts. A lot of people had they're still probably working from home.
Getting an unemployment check. Yeah.
And with people working from home, I can still see people buying houses because with everybody working from home, they're gonna want enough house to where they can have the kids in one room. They can have enough space for them to have office space for either them, like the couple, the husband and wife, and the kids have their own space and everything like that. So
this is perfect.
Everything like that.
So let's plug in myEcon right where you just said, Quintin. So let's talk about a little bit about myEcon. We talk about home-based business ownership. Whether you're renting or buying a home, we can show you how to start utilizing that space right at home as a business owner. So myEcon offers the income shifting membership to become a business owner. We talk about our credit repair system. I think if you want to buy a home, you need to know how to fix your own credit. There's nothing wrong with having somebody fix it, but you're going to put yourself in a situation where whatever caused you to get in that situation before, you could possibly end right back, right? So our income shifting membership has a lot of perks, especially for real estate agents. I'm glad we got you on because most real estate agents may want to share the myEcon membership to help a potential client get their credit score up without having to spend $1,500 to $2,000 to do it, right? So I think the platform that we're using and having other business owners come on, we always have a product that we can help anybody with. I think our company complements any business, any job, any profession. So Quintin, like you have potential clients, and I don't know how many people you come to you and say, man, I want to buy a house, but my credit jacked up. What do you do, or what type of advice do you give them as far as getting their credit fixed? You being a myEcon associate, I know it's kind of hard for you to mix your businesses, but you know you got your boy right here. You know, I've been in the game for a minute. You got Melissa. You know, anybody you need for me to talk to, I'd be glad to. But go ahead, answer that question.
I actually got several things that I can suggest. Now, one of the things is myEcon, like what you were saying, as far as the credit repair program that you have, where you'll know what you can do, what you need to eliminate, going to annualcreditreport.com so you can see things that you can dispute. That's just some of the things, some of the discussions that I have from a banking standpoint. Because keep in mind, I come from the banking world, so I'm gonna think like a banker too sometimes.
Right. Gotcha.
If someone was to come and sit at my desk, then I'm gonna suggest a secured credit card or a secured loan where they're using their own money. You're basically paying themselves back, and at the same time, you building a credit history, which is, like I said, 35% of your credit score.
Okay.
So you do 6 months of that, set up a minimum payment on that, and just let that pay for itself. Just as long as you're paying that on time, you're not going in the negative. And things don't really start affecting your credit until it's 30 days late anyway.
Gotcha.
So,
good.
And things stay on your credit for like 7 to 10 years anyway, if it gets to that point. So that's something else that I would suggest. And there's also some lenders that have programs outside of the banking world. There's some lenders that have programs where they can fix your credit. They'll talk to you about, hey, you pay this credit card off, or you can refinance this, or you can get a signature loan and roll all this in one particular loan, so you just had that one payment. So if you able to use all that in one payment, and you have more money to pay for to in your pocket at the end of the month, then you can use that extra money to put down towards it, and at the same time, while you lowering your DTI, your debt to income, you're raising your credit score at the same time. So that's what I would say.
Awesome. It's good stuff. This is good information, man. I hope somebody out there that's in the process of wanting to buy a home, you guys reach out to Quintin Milton, because the information we're sharing right now, combined with what he does, can put you in a better situation, right? So if you're not where you want to be to buy a property, the first thing we suggest you go ahead and get that credit looked at and start working on it to get that credit score up. The higher your credit score, the better they're going to look at it and say, wow, come on in. Now you're Mr. and Mrs. instead of calling you by your first name and tell you you're not ready yet. So credit is the key to get your situation moving in the right direction. If you're not there, reach out to any of us. We want to help you get there, and definitely reach out to Quintin if you're in the process of wanting to buy a property. Like you say, we got some programs out there.
What's your email or information so I can run the banner real quick before we get off? You got a website or something you want me to put up?
You can reach out to my email, which is qmilton@realtysouth.com. You can call me at 205-915-1134. I answer to calls, text messages, either way. If you call me and I don't answer the phone, I'll call you back in a timely manner. You can also go to my page, my Facebook page, Quintin Milton, Realty South, Realty South.
What's that number again?
205-915-1134.
Advertising working. I should have did this in the beginning.
I don't know what happened to Tony.
He went in the house, so he might have got frozen or something. So let me ask you this, and I know this is subjective, and like you said, you don't know the stuff, it's probably case by case. This is my thing. I've been trying to make up my mind for the last 5 years about purchasing a home. So, how long do you need to give yourself, like with me in a rental situation? How early should I start? Say if I gotta move out by June, how early do I need to start looking? What's too early? What's too late? What? what do you think? I know it just depends on the situation because it could be a house here today and not here tomorrow. But do you have like a general how soon I need to start having that conversation?
The conversation about getting ready to buy a house.
About actually being ready to make a move by a certain date.
I'll probably say, I mean, the earlier the better, but I'll probably say about at least 6 months.
So, like, if my lease was up in June, which it is, and I was planning on trying to be, out and purchase a home by then, around Christmas, first of the year, I need to start talking.
I wouldn't even say Christmas. The reason why I wouldn't say Christmas, because a lot of people, you spend the money at Christmas. Let's be real about it. You got kids, you got families, you got gifts and stuff like that. Unless you good like that. I mean, but
hey, I got one kid. It's Christmas every day, so no, I don't spend a whole lot of money.
I mean, I would say January.
Okay.
At least they give you 6 months to get your finances in order. Like if depending on how much house you can afford, that will determine like how much money I would say that you need to hold back. Like even if you got
it's too late.
Like
what do you think it's too late? Like if I know I'm trying to move by June and it's already what, I might as well just gonna resign at least. What month would you say? It's too late.
I'll probably say May.
Really? You could do it a month ahead and be ready to move?
It depends on what type of house you're trying to get and what type of neighborhood, what your area, and what your finances is looking like. Because like your liquid income.
Yeah, I figured it was gonna be pretty hard to like pinpoint, but I'm one of those people that's like a black and white. Like I need a cutoff time, a start time, a stop time, and then or else I'm just gonna be like. But I've been here at this particular place since 2018, so this is my 3rd year. I really didn't want to go in the 4th year on a lease again, so I'm trying to like figure out when I need to try to make a move, get ducks in a row, and do all that stuff.
Let's say you are trying to move June of next year. That what you saying?
Yeah, June next year.
Honestly, since you're thinking about it now, I would start now. I would.
To be looking.
Say what?
You don't think it's too early? Like when you say start now, you just mean like the prep work, the pre-qualify, all that type of stuff, not actually looking at the place.
The reason why I say that, I'm talking about like from a finance standpoint, because you already got the credit score. Your credit score is in the 8, so you qualify for the best rate, honestly, in a lot of cases. So from a financial standpoint, just to make sure you got more than enough. Like let's say you want a house in a neighborhood where the house is like, the average house is like 250, 300. I would say push back about 10,000. Because that would at least, yeah. Because you gotta think about closing costs, you gotta think about the appraisal costs, you gotta think about the inspection, you gotta think about
you're losing me. I'm getting lightheaded. You name too much stuff.
Well, I mean, in some cases in the contract,
I felt my blood pressure going up every time he named something. I was like, oh,
and it might not even be that much though. I'm saying having more than enough.
Yeah.
For things that might come up.
Yeah.
It could be in a situation like, okay, the appraisal, you got to pay for the appraisal. The inspection, you might ask the seller, could they pay for the inspection? This is just an example. You could write an offer for anything. The closing costs.
How much of that part do you guys do? Like
how much of it?
How much of this process, like when you say get an appraiser and do this and do that, is that going to be my responsibility or the realtor person does all of it?
Well, I can't, as a realtor, I can't make that choice for you for legal purposes, but I can give you recommendations. It's like I can give you for an appraisal.
Ultimately, it's the buyer's responsibility to set all that up.
Correct. So what? Okay, I can see your face going all the way left.
You know, you're thinking, I'll be in the damn apartment another year.
So
Oh,
okay, I give you a list, right? I give you that list of appraisals, like the recommendations for who can do a good appraisal, who can do a good inspection, who not gonna break your pockets the least, who can save you more money. You know, if it's a situation where like you double paid on something, you can get that money back. That wouldn't be an issue. The closing costs, all that is worked out. It's a net sheet that'll tell you how much money that you estimate you're gonna pay in a mortgage and how much money you're gonna bring in at the closing cost. So you could write the contract up to where the seller will pay some of the closing costs, you will pay some of the closing costs, and sometimes in a situation like BBVA for first time home buyers, BBVA has a program where they pay up to $3,500 of the closing costs. You might get in a situation like that. You know, VA, they got loan programs where they take care of 100% of the deal, and it just get rolled into your loan. So it just depends on what your situation is. If it's a house that you get that's under 331,000, in a lot of cases you can qualify for a FHA loan.
and what is that?
It's Federal Housing Association. I think I might have that wrong, but I'll check into that. But a lot of first-time home buyers get that, and depending on how much house you qualify for and how much you bring to the table, that will determine how much. I mean, not how much, but what type of loan that you have. If it's a FHA, a lot of times you got to bring 3.5% of the down payment. You got to pay that, and they take care of 97% of that.
Let me ask you something, Quintin. If somebody wanted to get pre-qualified to purchase a home, normally all of that stays in place until you find a property for what? I don't know, 30, 60, 90, 3 months. What do you think?
Wait, say it again.
If someone got pre-qualified or pre-approved for a home that they wanted to buy, how long did that stay in place before before it loses its statute of limitations and whatnot?
Typically about 3 months. Okay. And the reason why, because you got the credit score. You know, they can run your credit, but then when they run your credit, that credit is good for like about 3 months, for about 90 days.
Okay.
You know, so if you're looking for a house, let's say in your case, Melissa, your credit score is good. So if you're looking to buy a house in June or July, I would try to be pre-qualified in May. That way, if you get pre-qualified in May, they can last for the whole summer. And once you get pre-qualified and you know how much house you can afford and what area you want to stay in, then you start getting houses in that area. And based off of what you like, you can go ahead and make that offer right then, because I can include that sales contract, the pre-qualification letter, and the earnest money. Yeah. So.
Okay. So Tony, you've been through this process multiple times. On a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful was it for you?
My first time, it's always stressful. You probably gonna sign about 1,000 sheets in an hour or less. So yeah, it's a lot of paperwork involved. But getting with the right agent, the right closing attorney, they're gonna make it comfortable enough. They're gonna tell you what you're signing. It might not make no sense to you, but it's just paperwork that has to be signed to cover themselves and you with the agent there. So it's a really good process once you get to the table, because you're looking, hey, I'm actually finna own something. So it's an exciting time for a lot of people. Like I say, I done it so much, it don't excite me no more. Yeah, I don't excite me no more.
I got to pay for it.
Yeah.
But like, okay, from start to finish though, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was it?
Buying my first house or just buying any house?
Your first one, and then the rest of them.
My first one, it was exciting because I knew I was spending more money out renting, and to actually have my first home, it was actually cheaper buying my home opposed to renting. So I was saving money. So I was ecstatic.
That ain't what I asked you though.
Well, I'm just saying, for me, leaving an apartment that wasn't never gonna be mine and going to a home and paying less, it wasn't no stress for me. All I was thinking, I'm gonna save me about 300-400.
So
I
you
was straight.
you were looking at big picture, and you didn't worry about the little stuff.
I didn't worry about the little stuff. I don't sweat the small stuff.
That must be a man thing. How you right, Quentin? You
Mm-hmm.
how stressful was it for you as a buyer?
It was stressful when it came to. Wait, hold on. Before I even phrase, are you talking about on a scale of 1 to 10, or are you
Yeah,
talking
like
about?
a scale of 1 to 10. I mean, when the process was over with, did you feel like you had went through 9 months of pregnancy and delivered a baby?
No,
Nah, fortunately,
It ain't that bad. It's not that bad.
I
Okay.
ain't
can't
never
nothing be that
had
bad.
that feeling.
Look, I feel like that when I leave the car dealership. They be like, I ain't never seen nobody buy a car and leave here looking worse than they did when they came. I'm like, man, I'm stuck with this note for the next 5 years.
I
For
don't
me,
have commitment issues.
the
Yeah.
hardest part for me, let me think.
And then
I
I'm
developed,
very indecisive too. I'm expecting the part of actually picking a place. I'm expecting that to be hard too.
it
Was
ain't
it hard?
hard. I
It wasn't
wouldn't. I
hard.
wouldn't necessarily say it's hard. It was long. I'll say that, but it was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say
When
it
you
was
find
real
the
hard.
right house for you, it's gonna pick you. You ain't gonna pick it. You gonna
Okay.
be like,
But
that's
see,
it.
What is it called? FOBO? You weren't worried about, man, what if I get this one today and then they have some next week that's like really what I want? You didn't worry about that?
This is
I
it.
did.
All right. I'm gonna take y'all word for it.
I
I'm gonna
think you're
take
gonna be
y'all
all
word.
right.
I think we didn't need a female on the panel, but I'm gonna take y'all word for it. You know, men think about things differently.
I can go get a female. I mean, I can get her opinion on it.
You gonna go get your wife who's the wife of a realtor?
I mean, hey,
That's
don't don't don't
that's
don't do it.
what that's what
I mean, she went through
Don't do it.
the process with me though.
Don't do it. It's two sides to that story. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, all right, all right. It's just me. It's
But
cool.
yeah,
It's cool.
Milton, I'm gonna have to get with you 1-on-1 so I can pick your brain. And when you
Okay.
get tired of me, just don't answer the phone because that's what people usually do. Because I'm telling you, yeah, just don't answer the phone. I
All right.
appreciate
so
you coming out
so
today. You taught me a lot.
yeah,
Hope I
I
did.
don't think this was about the Tony and Melissa show. I think that it was about Quentin and Melissa get talking about this house thing. But it's cool. I'm sure some other people out there. Hey, look, let's ask anybody out there that may have a question to ask the expert because
Yeah,
Melissa just answering all the questions. Ain't getting nobody chance.
I was doing survey says. I was asking what the people think.
Oh, well, okay.
You think it's Family Feud or something, man?
Yeah. Yeah, I was speaking on behalf of the fearful buyer, fearful
Oh,
buyer.
okay.
You know what I mean? But
Oh,
does
okay.
anybody have any questions? I hadn't had a lot of comments. Hey to Cortina Trapper. She came in and said hello, millionaires. And other
Hello. I
than
received that.
comments today.
Okay. You know, a lot of
But
people are scared about buying houses and stuff, I guess. But hey, we always want to put some different people on, different business owners, and let us talk about what y'all do and how we can infuse what myEcon has. Right? We always got to go back to the bread and butter. Hey, a shout out to my man Quintin Milton. He did buy from us, Melissa. He bought some hand sanitizer. He did buy. Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for your support, sir. We have the 10 ounce and we have the gallon.
That's right. Shameless plug.
Yeah, we got to plug the babies in, right? It's all about the babies, right?
Yeah.
They got to start.
Well,
Got to start early.
You know,
That's right.
Start early though. Honestly,
I do like how all of this does tie into myEcon because everything he talked about, as far as like credit, having your money set aside, emergency fund, that type of deal, all of that, we already learned all of that anyway. And then, we didn't get into the part about all the deductions you get from working from your home. So, that ties right on in too with buying the house because, when you're thinking about what all you get to write off, it hit different.
Right. Hey, I can tell y'all too, when it comes to purchasing a home and you're having to come out of pocket, like you said, a lot of times you might have to put down 3%, 5%, having that emergency fund and being able to invest some of your money. So when you buy a house, you know where to go get it. And in some cases, buying a home and taking money out of your 401k, you can claim a hardship for it. So a lot of people may not have the 3 to 5%. You can always go to your 401k and pull the money out to be able to help you buy your first home.
Is it still going to be taxed as the same early taxation?
They're going to hit you. Yeah, they're going to hit you over the head. But they will allow you not to pay it back in some cases on your 401k. You won't have to pay that money.
Ain't that something that beat you over the head about getting your own money?
Ain't that something?
this is America.
This is America. Welcome to America. Yeah.
Right,
hey, this has been great. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's been a good hour, though. Thank you so much, Quintin, for coming on for real because,
awesome.
It's always nice to be able to talk to somebody that's in the industry,
Yes, absolutely.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Man, welcome to have you, man. You definitely come back on and sit in on the panel at any time. It's good to have a banker that knows about money, been around money, see broke folks, rich folks all the time. It's good to be around you, man. We appreciate having you,
man. Yes.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. What we got in closing, Melissa? We got the co-founder that comes on at 8:00 every night, except for Friday. He say he like to watch his westerns. We do have a new vacation membership inside. Look, guys, if you guys like traveling and getting a 70% discount, I'm telling y'all right now, I have the plug. I got access. Listen, y'all.
You said 70%?
70% off in some cases. It's also bagged with 110% price match, y'all. That is huge. Unlimited boomerangs. I know y'all don't know what the boomerang is. I just found out myself. That means that you can literally pass on the savings to friends and family. But right now, limited time only, they're literally giving a membership of $44 for the year, right? A whole year you can have access to this membership. They're going to close it in the next couple of days. So if anybody out there that y'all know that wants to be a part of a travel membership and pay a one-time fee of $44 right now, go ahead and send your information to them. Man, I can't wait. I'm already thinking about Dubai. I'm thinking about going some places I ain't never been. And I'm definitely going to be going live. Y'all know how I do it. And I can't wait.
Let me ask you this, Tony. Is this for myEcon and non-myEcon? Like if they just want
It's for anybody. But right now is the time. Like time is of the essence. Time is of the essence to get it for $44.
Because I know you got invited to your little specialty group that you was trying to throw in my face.
Yeah. Let me tell the story, please, Melissa. So I was actually asked by the co-founder, almost $1 billion earner, Tony, would you be a part of this travel membership so we can do some marketing? He asked me. Not you, Melissa. So what I'm saying, he asked me to come in, and I saw some of the discount.
Let me tell you why he asked you. Because you and your wife have car cushion moping. Y'all ain't working until y'all on the road traveling somewhere.
So But look, guys, hey, this travel membership is a beast, y'all. You can't join a membership for $44 for the whole entire year. I'm talking about a one-time payment of $44.95, I believe, to get this membership. Man, and then you can sell it to friends and family. When the country opens up, you want to have the best deal smoking, and we got it. We got it.
So tell us some of the little secret stuff they told y'all. I know they told y'all something for telling.
Look, I'm just gonna give a few nuggets about it now. The unlimited boomerang is one of the biggest for me, is because you can allow some of your friends and family to look at the deal that you're gonna give them, and then after they book it, it's gonna ask them, do they want additional savings to become a membership? To become a member, you can get another 30, another 50% off of that trip that you was gonna take anyway. So I think that is clutch. That's the GOAT right there, y'all.
Yeah, because to go somewhere and go for 30%, like if you
Yes.
get 30% off on $1,000 trip,
Yes.
you go 300 pretty much. That's right.
And then if you find it cheaper, they can somewhat refund you because it's like a price guarantee. It's like if you can find it cheaper, then we're gonna honor that. And I was like, what? Y'all better get your membership. I got mine. You better get your membership. I got mine. You better get your membership.
Look, tell Mr. Stokes he could have invited me to that little private meeting.
It was only the elite, Melissa. I keep telling you. I don't know why you won't listen. It's only the elite that was able to come into this thing.
Sound like Tony calling you out.
You're not messing with you. Hey, maybe because my name ended with a C. I don't know. I don't know how I got picked, but I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful.
I didn't get nobody's email or text message or inbox or nothing about this.
Oh well.
Maybe he couldn't wait to come back. Guess what?
I can't wait. Okay, I'm sorry. It's just the way it went. You know, I'm sorry.
Even if I don't go nowhere, I know people who go places.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know what? A lot of people are saying, "Hey, man, I don't go nowhere. I don't need the membership." But I'm telling you, you got friends, family, co-workers, church members, everybody traveling. Man, offer them that deal and get the discount. You get commission for that. I'm telling y'all, this is $1 trillion company added onto myEcon. We got more value than most companies out there. I'm telling y'all. Don't sleep.
So I'm gonna do a shout out. Sheila Lee, who will travel if somebody look at her hard and is a member of myEcon, you need to be taking advantage of this travel thing, because I know how you do.
Oh, it's a beast. Hey, and then you get points for people going, and then you use those points turn into money. Oh man, I'm telling y'all, $1 trillion company. We got the best deal smoking right now.
And you're right. When they do open everything back up, people go be so proud of being at home. That it's gonna be crazy.
Oh man. Don't wait. Get your membership. $44.95 one time for the whole year.
I got mine, but I still didn't get invited to your little spanking meeting though.
Hey, I think you did. That's petty.
Hey, he said it was the elite. I don't know what he meant. He said the elite. I don't know what he meant by that. I don't know what he meant by the elite. I'm just going by what he said. It's not my fault. Okay.
Are we gonna extend, you know, it's right now is what? Is it still $29.95 to join?
Still $29.95 to join, a one-time payment, and $34.95 a month.
I still got that $25 coupon. I had nobody took it off my hands.
Hey, me and Melissa both got a $25 off coupon. You can join for $5. Get everything that we're talking about. Get your credit straight so you can go buy your house. Quintin's on standby right now. Go ahead on and email him. What's your email? How do they get it? Oh, this right there, ain't it?
Yeah.
Quintin Milton.
Look at the bottom of your screen, man.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Look real official.
Yeah, I ain't no joke, Tom.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Anybody got anything? We're finna get off. I gotta go eat. I'm hungry.
I can even, well, it ain't gonna do right now. I can even make it run across the screen. I I can make it roll across the street.
Okay. Hey, I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go play daddy. Y'all gotta get off this thing. Hey,
And I gotta do
I
some
gotta
work.
go play her.
it's been great, man. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Quint.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Quinn.
y'all.
Don't be no stranger now.
Appreciate y'all.
And
All
at
right.
least you the phone the first few times I call you.
What?
I'm just saying, when I started worrying you to death about this house stuff, at least answer the phone the first few times. Then I understand if you start dodging me, but answer the first few times.
No, you seem like the type that's gonna hunt me down. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Hit it.
All right, I gotta go.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
All right, see ya.